Here is a new and refreshing offer for our esteemed audience across the globe. The new AIT Cloud TV is an online streaming service that offers you attractive opportunities to view our rich, exciting, and entertaining programs anytime, anywhere. AIT Cloud TV is available on the web on www.ait.app, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Android TV. You can also download the mobile app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Simply connect to the internet, download the app, register, and watch live or catch up on unlimited hours of exciting shows. AIT Cloud TV, TV on the go.
All right, Tosin Olaseinde is joining me right now virtually. She is the founder of Money Africa. Hello, Tosin, and welcome to the program. Thank you for waiting.
Hello, Nancy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing, Tosin? It's been a while.
I'm doing okay. You can see how the economy is, but we are going to stand strong.
We are just going to stand strong. Talk to me about what you feel. The report, I analyzed it earlier. I had to take a few minutes to break it down for our viewers because I do know that many Nigerians do not understand, especially when financial jargons or data just keep popping up. I used the last few minutes to explain to Nigerians, to really break it down. What do you think when you saw that report on multidimensional poverty? I'm not talking about monetary income now, but the measurement of poverty across 4 dimensions: health, education, living standards, and work and shocks. Tosin.
It is depressing. In one word, it is depressing to know that we're actually it's getting worse, right? You're seeing those numbers in terms of the multidimensional poverty going worse from 40% to 63%, right? You're seeing that happening to Nigerians. So they're fighting the battle from multiple fronts, from the security angle to the healthcare to education, just name it. So it is really depressing having to see those numbers.
What does those numbers also tell you? 133 million Nigerians are poor. If you subtract to over 200 million people, I don't even know the number that we should take now, but let's take 206 million. When I spoke to the MPC last year on my program, 206 million minus 133 million, just a few people that are above that poverty line. What does it really say for the country in terms of development that 133 million of us are extremely poor? That's what it means.
It means a lot, and it's a thing of concern. Let's look at this. If you look at the economy, right, a huge chunk, more than 99% of the economy is supported by SMEs, right? And why are SMEs in business? SMEs are in business because people are buying, right? Now, if people are poor, they are unable to pay for those services. They can't buy your service, they can't buy your product. What that means is this: people would have to let go of their team members. That is unemployment. You're going to see that soar up, right? And then it becomes, you then start seeing that cycle. So what do we do, right? Because if people cannot purchase or cannot, get a service because they are poor, then businesses will have to let go of people, and then you're seeing the numbers even get worse than we're currently seeing. That's actually what it translates into.
Yeah. So what kind of economy do we have right now? An economy of poor people. I like the aspect that you brought in, the business aspect, because that is really what it means. You will see a lot of people laid out of work, and in fact we even saw that during the COVID when we were on a lockdown as we resumed from the lockdown. What kind of economy are we now operating? Does this mean that we're a poor economy, because if you take a look at it, you mentioned SMEs, you take a look at, even when you go to the markets these days, you see that a lot of products are in sachets, or let me put it in a way that our people will understand, sachets, like you have pure water. So you have stuff down in sachets. So because of the poverty in the land, a lot more companies are doing their products in sachets. And even when you take a look at the content of those products, they are reducing by the day. The content, I don't want to mention a popular brand, but when you take a look at the content of those products, you see that it's even reducing by the day. Noodles, for example, a lot of noodles have reduced the volume, the quantity of noodles in their sachets.
I mean, companies are looking for how to get creative. You know, they want to maintain the same price, so they are reducing quantity. Sometimes they're increasing the prices and still reducing the quantity in order to match up to what's happening in the economy. What is the solution? We definitely need to put money in people's hands, and they need to have jobs, right? Because if you have job, if you have money, you'll be able to purchase, you'll be able to buy services, you'll be able to transact, and then you start seeing that money circulating to other people's hands. But if we do not have those jobs, if we do not have people that are actually not poor, then those numbers will always, they are going to get worse. So what is the plan? At the end of the day, you know, we can all sit down here and talk about all the things that we actually want to see, but it still boils down to things like policy, very intentional policy, right? Driving investment into the system. So there are two kinds of investment. We have the foreign direct investment, which comes in the form of jobs, real jobs in the hands of people. We also have the financial portfolio investment, which comes into the financial market and can easily disappear because of how liquid it is. We need those two types of investment to actually start coming in. So we start seeing a better trickle and start seeing it circulate. We need more jobs, and we need money in the hands of people to actually pay for services and buy services.
Now, Tosin, let's talk about the inflation dimension of it. Inflation not sitting pretty at all, still increasing 21.09%. Nigeria's MPC will hold its meeting Monday and Tuesday. I wonder what the Central Bank of Nigeria's MPC will do to tackle this, you know, this nasty inflation figures that we've seen in the last few months. How has inflation really exacerbated our poverty in the country?
All right, let's break this down for those listening. Inflation at 21% actually means that between last year, right, and this time this year, prices have gone up by 21% on average. Now, some items could have gone up higher than that, and some could have gone down lower, but this is an average you're looking at. Another way to interpret this is that if you have 1,000 naira last year, and now it has lost about 210 naira. So what you could buy with 1,000 naira last year is now going to cost you about 1,210 naira. That's what we're seeing with inflation. And we are even looking at averages. For some people, the numbers are actually worse. So how else do you so it's experienced by everyone. Nobody is exempted from this. So we're talking about from high net worth individuals to middle class to people on lower income, just that those on the lower income feel the impact more, and that is where majority of the population are sitting.
Mm. With the numbers coming in from NBS at 133 million Nigerians that are poor, and take note that is between November 2021 and February 2022, I'm assuming, because of course the numbers would also tell you, it's a projection, the numbers will tell you the direction, at least as a science student though. If you measure something, it should give you, you know, you should be able to infer from what you have now. So from November 2021 to February 2022, I'm assuming that when they do the next survey, inflation has gone higher. So perhaps we may see a higher number. Also, because the number of MSMEs have also decreased from about 41.5 million MSMEs to 39.6 million right now. That may also increase. What do you think, Tosin? Tosin, I'm just in a world of my own, you know, crunching those numbers.
I mean, If we're going by that extrapolation, I mean, seeing how the inflation is going up, seeing the drop in numbers of MSMEs, I don't have the exact data, but we could be looking at 70% or even more. And that is very, very worrisome. That means that the people that businesses are marketing to now that can afford their services and products are significantly reduced, and we have a problem.
Now, Tosin, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Enough of the wailing, enough of the gnashing of teeth and all of that. There are poor people amongst us. How can these poor people cope? Can they cope with nothing? Because they have nothing right now. So, how do you even tell a poor person to be financially responsible?
That's a very good question. I think let's start from here, right? We have to be very practical and we have to look at the numbers the way they are. So the very first thing for anyone that is in that category is we have to start looking for skills, right? What can we do in order to earn money? I understand that where it's a situation. Okay, also you need to also bear in mind that there is no blame, no fault. Don't feel bad about it. It's not your fault. It's how the economy is. We're just looking for how to navigate it, right? What other skill can we actually get in order to be able to get some kind of pay? It might not be the desired amount that we require, but we're looking for how to navigate out of this really tight space. So upskilling is very, very big now. What is the demand? What is the market looking for? How do we position? How can we actually learn skill that can actually give us something? That's like the biggest thing right now. Number two, how can we switch jobs? Some jobs are going to be affected more than the other. Now, we're talking about switching jobs, but how do you switch the jobs if you actually do not have those skills? So it's a long-term play here, learning those skills, joining certifications, joining, I'm talking about even low end skills, nothing really overly fancy. So skills are very,
Okay.
very important. With the limited jobs available, what skills do we need in order to grab those limited jobs?
Okay,
Now
Tosin.
that's a very big part of it. Number two, we're also looking at personal finance. What can we do from our own end? For a lot of people are cutting out what they consider to be luxury. Now you're probably thinking, oh, we're talking about people that are already poor. What possible luxury are you talking about?